EGFH for Overwatch. Today we have a best of four match between the Tech Panthers and the Notre Dame Green Knights. I, of course, want to thank our wonderful sponsors, the Yukon School of Engineering, the Yukon Gaming Club, and Mob Crush, and, of course, our newest sponsor, Playmakers Wanted, for making this season possible. My name is Kevin Navik Dignan, and today I'm joined by Cool J. How are you doing, Cool J?
I'm doing great. And this week we're going to be starting with Escort, heading over to Control, Assault, and finishing, hopefully, on Hybrid. If the scoreline is tied, actually, I don't know why I said hopefully. Hopefully we got, tied after 4 maps. We'll have a tiebreaker on Escort on that map 5. This week, we'll be starting in the beautiful, dusty deserts of Route 66, heading over to the seaside villages of Ilios, going down to Paris. What is Paris? And then heading over to the rainy streets of Kings Row, finally finishing off, if necessary, with our tiebreaker on Junkertown. Even though the patch went live and Baptiste is in-game, he isn't live in competitive play, and therefore we won't be seeing him today.
So, did you just say what is Paris? It's the capital of a small
no,
country called France.
I know it's Paris, but
yeah, okay, just make it Cool J. Sometimes I question it. Okay, sometimes.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. There's a lot of people who, you really got to make sure that they actually know what Paris is. But we're going to be seeing Tech coming out with a Sombra Goats here. They're going to be starting on the defense, which means, of course, Notre Dame starting on the offense. And it looks like they're going to be doing 3 DPS ball. This is exactly what I was hoping to see today. So we'll see how it works out for them.
Yeah, this is a very fun composition coming out on Route 66, right? Because there's so much openness, you can run that double sniper coming out with the Hanzo and Widowmaker. And on top of that, Haru on the Sombra is just going to be able to slowly pick people down with the hacks as well. Definitely with Jeff Woods on Zenyatta. I mean, I don't know about you, Cool J, but it's never fun being hacked as Zenyatta.
I think the worst is as Lucio. Because you literally just can't even do anything.
Zenyatta just dies because he loses all of his shields.
Well, that's if he's EMP'd. If he's hacked normally, he still has shields.
That's true.
And so we see an adjustment now. They're going with Winston Sombra Goats. But the Zen, again, going down so quickly. Because the thing is, he just has his health hitbox is so huge. It's so easy for Sombra to get damage. Spaghetti gonna get rezzed up there by Techers, and a Dragon Strike coming in late from memory, gonna take down 3 people there. Well, 2 people in a mech. I mean, D.Va's basically a person, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got Gremlin D.Va, you got Mech D.Va. They're 2 different things in my mind at least, and they are gonna just be able to keep pushing this point right now. The Green Knights fairly winning those fights fairly definitively as well. Though we did see a couple of what's being used there. The Infrasight coming out from SpongeBob, just to force them back, but it does look like the Panthers are just going to give them this first point, not trying to contest.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's a smart move. Eclipse doesn't have the EMP yet. They know Haru does have his. He's going to throw it in here, but I don't think his team is in a position to follow up on it. They're trying to get there quickly to follow up with damage, but the hacks are starting to wear off. I don't think that was a good usage of the
No, unfortunately it wasn't there, as we do see the Translocator being forced out of Haru there to reposition. Spaghetti looking to try and get a bit of a backdrop onto them, but he's not going to be able to, as we do have a Bodingus there, managing to just spot it quite early. Memory, though, does have Dragons up once again, so we could be seeing a play coming out here as Jeff Woods actually finds the pick onto Memory. Very big play coming, or very big pick coming out into this next fight as well. Arkham Knight finding Haru. And again, it's like you were saying, right? It was really, really good to wait it out and wait for them to use their ults like that EMP, because now they're just going to be able to turn this fight around completely and build up all of their ults. Look at that ult economy, Cool J.
Yeah, I really have to appreciate the trigger discipline from Eclipse, because I have to feel like he was itching to use that EMP. He had it to start that fight, but they got the early pick onto Memory. He said no. He waited for it. They picked off Spaghetti as well, and they ended up winning the fight without it. And now he has it to win this fight for...
Yeah, and there's the Dragon dropping out along with a D.Va Bomb. The D.Va Bomb is going to be able to find SpongeBob on that Pharaoh as well, so no justice raining from the skies just at the moment here, but Memory finding 3 picks. A huge hack coming out from Eclipse there, managing to find Harry Techers and Rifzy, so they are all going to fall as the Panthers manage to recover on this fight so well. The res attempt coming out from Techers isn't going to be successful either here, as Andrew holds this point through thick and thin. The rest of his team managing to catch out.
Oh!
And, yeah,
I think Haru's ult got canceled there. Yeah, Haru's ult got canceled by Andrew. That's a huge play, Haru. I mean, just going to aggro yet again. He hasn't been able to do what he wanted to do with these EMPs. And I think really strong play from the Panthers to shut him down so far. We'll see if he can make some adjustments here.
Yes, some adjustments are definitely going to be needed as Harry manages to find Eclipse there, and it was so unfortunate that EMP got taken out, like you were saying here. But the Primal Rage coming out here. Nova does get hacked. The Monkey can't go full bananas, so decides to back out a bit as we hear the Dragons coming out once again, managing to force them out a little bit here. Nova just managing to escape a lot of these situations here as we see the Transcendents coming out from Riftsy and Jeff Woods. Both Transcendents being popped here. We are going to see the Panthers lasting for slightly longer because it was slightly more delayed there. But the Panthers are going to fall one by one. Memory managing to find 2 picks. They're 2 headshots on both of the supports of the Green Knights here, and they are going to team kill Borderline that fight.
Yeah, but look at this. Eclipse is in position. He has EMP. They are going to be able to recontest this. Eclipse might have gotten caught out there. They know where he is. They spotted him out thanks to Memory spamming the melee. If he can survive here, they need him to survive for this engagement.
Yeah, as they are going to re-enter here, we see the Dragons coming out. They actually get eaten by Andrew there and followed up by the bomb. 1 EMP coming out, managing to find Andrew and Arkham Knight along with the 2nd EMP on from Eclipse, finding Live Memory and Tekka's here. Very much so back and forth. This is one of the things about the Sombra Mirror matches, right? Is like you're going to get EMPs left, right, and center.
And so I think finally there we saw Haru getting some value out of the EMP, but it still wasn't good enough. He wasn't able to turn that fight back around, and of course he's going to get caught out by Nova too, staying way too deep. It's way too late after that fight. Now not much time left. We'll see if they'll be able to push this. Not a lot of ults in their favor either. Spaghetti going to get hacked. Memory going to go down. Spaghetti going to go down as well. And Panthers are really just in cruise control mode now.
Yeah, and I mean that's exactly where you want to be if you're the Panthers, right? You just sit in cruise control. You just hang low and you just wait for them to try and make these pushes here and get pick after pick. Ult economy wise, it isn't even that different either because we see both Dingus and Nova getting very, very close to the ults as well.
Yeah, so we'll see how it works. SpongeBob actually swapping over to the Soldier here, and I like this. I really think that the new Soldier changes have increased his strength a lot. I think we'll be seeing a lot more of him playing. So we'll see him coming out here. We'll see how he affects this match. Eclipse currently beating Haru in the EMP battle, but we know EMP can charge in seconds. Haru just needs to find the right target. He's in the back right now, gonna get stunned by the Brig, gonna get out. Memory tossing in the Dragons there. Sound barrier gonna get committed from Arkham Knight. Not sure if that was totally necessary. Riftsy forced to use the Transcendence here, and we are in the thick of the brawl on the point here.
Yeah, no, coming out here, we're going to see the EMP coming out from Eclipse. They're finding Spaghetti and Riftsy, so they're not going to be able to get the beneficent there to Wrecking Ball's ultimate. And again, with that Eclipse being, with Eclipse's EMP coming out there along with Jeff Woods. But that was a huge ult or EMP from Haru, but Haru died immediately, and nobody's going to be able to get back onto the point in time.
Yeah, he was just trying to keep the point moving. He hacks 5 people, but his team just couldn't get there. And I think it's just on that second stage, they just didn't have the execution they needed with these ult pushes, especially coming out from the EMPs. When you're playing a Sombra base attack, it doesn't matter if you're doing goats, if you're doing ball, or if you're doing something else. You really need to hit those EMPs, and they just couldn't follow up on them.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, when you can't follow up on the EMPs when you're playing with a composition around Sombra, then you're just not going to get the leads that you want, right? Because as soon as they're all CC'd and silenced, you want to just be pushing as much damage in as you can.
Of course. We'll see how they come out here on the attack. I'm guessing they're probably going to try and do a goats again on the side of the Panthers. That was the Panthers. Yeah, that was the Panthers. But I guess I'm wrong. It looks like they're setting up for a ball comp, and on the defense, they're actually going to be bringing out goats. So maybe they're expecting that goats is stronger on defense, but the ball is just too good for the attack. It seems like the meta is still in flux after this latest patch.
Yeah, a lot's changed, and even more is going to change when Bastiste gets into play as well. So there's lots of ups and downs at the moment. People trying to figure out the optimal compositions. And I'm going to be honest with you, Cool J, I just hope it's not goats.
To be honest, one of the things I think is really good about goats is that it's probably one of the easiest metas to watch because everything is on your screen at one time. I mean, we even see it with ball where like things are happening all over the map, and it's hard to really tell for new viewers. But I do think that Goats is some of the more boring Overwatch gameplay. But I do like a lot of the macro and micro stuff that happens in those fights. We're going to be seeing them get into it now. Just going back and forth with these Briggs, and Dingus going to go down early.
Oh yeah, Dingus actually falling there is going to be very, very beneficial to, of course, the Green Knights here, as they're going to be able to get pick after pick. And not have, even after the Brigida nerfs, right? She's still such a strong support with a passively healing in combat and things, that an early pick on them can reduce their healing by a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, Brig is really, you know, people have talked about it, but Brig is really useless outside of this particular composition because she just can't do enough healing. She doesn't support her team unless she's in this type of space. A huge EMP from Eclipse, though! And look at this!
Yeah, Eclipse get his 6-man EMP! Wow, and that's just, and this is what I'm saying, right? As soon as you hit a big EMP and your team can follow up on it, you're just going to be able to plow through them. And the Panthers do just get a team kill practically only off of Eclipse's EMP there.
I really love it when the teams make us look smart. And I mean, right there, they really made us look Galaxy Brain. I mean, that was such a huge play from Eclipse. One EMP, they win the entire fight, and they're really showing the Green Knights how to pull off these EMP plays. We'll see if they can continue to produce here. Memory jumping in deep. He's going to use that Primal Rage to keep himself alive. The rally coming out from Tekra is going to keep his team up. A 3-man grab, 2-man grab. Arkham Knight manages to escape. Woods still committing the Transcendence, though. The Diva Bomb coming out late.
Yeah, Spaghetti, though, actually being able to find Bodingus there whilst the rally was coming up as well. So that's going to shut that down again. And EMP again coming out from Eclipse. Going to be able to find SpongeBob and Haru, forcing them to, yeah, just forcing them back line. They're going to be hunted down very, very quickly here. The Diva mech does fall, and Gremlin Diva does as well. So it's down to Tekers at the moment, who is also hacked to try and defend the full force of the Panthers. And I'm going to be honest, that's not an easy job for one Brigida to do.
But honestly, if I'm the Green Knights, I'm kind of okay with that. I would have liked to stall longer, but we got them to use the EMP, and I really think that they feel good about their plan to try and counter the Sombra. I think that they need to work better on their what's it called? On their execution of said plan. But they've gotten out that EMP. That means they're going to have a few more fights here before they're guaranteed to lose one. And they're just going to work as hard as they can to shut down Eclipse in the back here. You're really going to see, you should be seeing Spaghetti on the Diva trying to use those cannons to just catch her out. They're going to go into a fight here early trying to counter dive onto this Winston.
Yeah, both teams here looking for an early pick as quickly as they can get, because going into a fight as a 5v6 is statistically way more advantageous, as we see the bubbles coming out from SpongeBob. They're managing to protect Spaghetti for as long as they could. Tekers does fall along with Arkham Knights, and the Diva Bomb coming out here behind everybody is able to find Spaghetti as well. Just before Spaghetti was able to remake, SpongeBob is going to fall. And it doesn't matter how many ults the Green Knights have at the moment, when they're all like out of position and dead, they're just going to be able to persist for quite a while.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they still weren't able to pull off their execution there. Eclipse has EMP yet again. They have so many ults, they're going to engage with the rally, but
and
the
there's
EMP
the
is going to come out.
EMP coming out! No, all of the ults here from the Green Knights, they're not going to be able to use any of them because of the hack coming out. Rifty managing to get it on the tail end for the rest of his team there, but Live Memory does get re-hacked, so there's not going to be any Primal Rage. They're going to be focusing down that monkey, not letting him go absolutely bananas in that situation, but coming back out, Spaghetti is able to find the mech again and immediately pops it. Both mechs coming out, Andrew finding Spaghetti, but Spaghetti finding Arkham Knight, but there's not going to be any of the Green Knights left. The Transcendence coming out,
and
attempting... Oh.
One thing I want to point out there about that last fight, when the sound barrier came out, the EMP was huge, okay? Eclipse just showed the viewers exactly what we were talking about during the break between the attacking round. But when, in that last fight, when the sound barrier came out, the Green Knights, sorry, the Panthers did a fantastic job of disengaging because they knew that the remaining Panthers... Sorry, why can't I English? The remaining Green Knights would be so strong with this sound barrier buff on them. They were able to disengage. They were even able to section off Memory and single him out, and they were able to focus him down. And that made it so much easier for them to come back to the cart and finish off the Lucio and the Diva.
Yeah, 100%. And like you were saying, You've got to love when the players make us look galaxy brain, right? Like, you can't really ever complain about that because boy, were those EMPs out of this world.
It really was fantastic. I mean, it's exactly what we were looking for. It's what we were hoping for Haru to do. Haru, you know, I don't want to harp on him too much because he did have, I think, 2 5-mans. He had good EMPs. The real problem was the Green Knights were never in position to follow up on them.
Yeah, no, and that was very, very unfortunate in a lot of those situations. Not being able to follow up on those EMPs definitely cost them a lot of fights.
But as I mentioned earlier, we're going to the beautiful seaside villages of Ilios. Gonna see some lighthouses, some ruins, maybe even a big hole. Yep, we're gonna be starting on well with this giant well in the middle, famous for people getting hooked, booped, all kinds of things falling in there. We'll see how teams play around that. I'm expecting at least one of these teams to come out with an Orisa Hog style composition. But I'm interested to see if the other team tries to, you know, counter that expectation or if they just do like a typical goats type style thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, typical goat style is like we were saying, it's fairly common in a lot of these, like especially on this map quite a bit. But again, Orisa Hog is always going to be my favorite composition on well, and we see Orisa coming out from both teams along with D.Va.
Actually, you know, this is what we have been seeing lately. D.Va has just been so strong on the last few patches, and being able to play it like this, it's basically a Ghost, but with Orisa and McCree. And McCree's stun, McCree's gun, of course, is amazing. Everybody knows how strong this pistol is. And using it with that halt, the halt itself, you don't really need the hook to get people into the well. And the D.Va just allows you to contest the high ground, allows you to do so many more things. I think the big difference between these two teams is Dingus on the Brig. We'll see how much of an impact that plays as we're coming in here. We will be seeing the Green Knights once again in the red, Panthers once again in the blue as we see this engagement getting down.
Yeah, and with both of the Orisas coming out there, we do see Arkham Knight being the first blood. 2 Tackers here. Both the Lucios having a bit of a brawl out there, looking to see who has the sicker beats.
And
Nova falling.
A huge halt from Spaghetti allows SpongeBob to find that kill on Nova. Dingus going to go down as well. And I think something we're seeing here is Dingus is having trouble getting the value on the Brig because it's hard to push within Orisa comp. They really favor holding in these nests. And of course now the Green Knights are going to be able to hold in this nest that they've taken control of the point.
Yeah, no, 100%. Being able to take control of this point so early on is definitely going to just generally, I mean, look, you want to, in control, you of course want to be building up that percentage as quickly as you can and winning that fight fairly decisively, right? Because we saw Arkham Knight go down pretty much at the start of the fight, then Nova got caught out by SpongeBob. The Dragons are going to be ready for next fight as well. There's a lot going on in this situation, and a lot of it is leaning into the favor of the Green Knights as that Dragon does come out, forcing them to split. Harry rushing in on the side there, just at the end, managing to find Eclipse along with Jeff Woods falling as well. So again, it is very, very one-sided at the moment to the Green Knights.
Yeah, Haru getting in a bit of trouble there, falling to Andrew on the D.Va, but not before 2 kills were found. And I'm sure he's going to be able to get back for this next fight. But I should mention the Green Knights are going to be forced to hold in a position they don't really want to hold from without their McCree. Unfortunately, they weren't fast enough. The Panthers weren't fast enough, so they're going to re-engage. But a huge halt from Nova, going to take down his opposing Orisa. Eclipse is the faster Deadeye in the West, going to take down Haru, and that should be it. 2 quick kills. Memory going to go down in quick succession. Techers and SpongeBob just trying to stay alive on the point, but the stun from Dingus. SpongeBob going down as well, and that's going to be it. Rifsy and Techers going to fall late, but I don't think they're going to find any more kills there. 86% though, a great first hold from the Green Knights.
Yeah, no, an absolutely fantastic first hold by the Green Knights there. But we should definitely, we can't count the Panthers out there. Like you were saying, Eclipse definitely the fastest hands in the West compared to Haru at the moment.
We're seeing them engage once again. Both shields going down. Haru, though, with this positioning on the side, because they're running 2 DPS and not a Brig, this is what I see. Look at this. Huge dragons from SpongeBob. because they're running McCree Hanzo and not McCree Brig, they're able to set up a crossfire where Haru can go on the right side. He doesn't need that Orisa shield. SpongeBob can play behind the Orisa shield, or he can push from the left, and they can just pincer onto this Panthers attack and just crush them before they even have a chance to respond.
Yeah, and that's what happened in that match. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head in a lot of situations there, right? They just managed to completely dominate that match. They lost, what, 1 fight out of 4?
I'm really in a groove today. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So are we gonna be seeing the ball here? Is Memory playing with my feelings?
I mean, we do see Nova on the ball as well.
All right, this should be fun. I don't know how the ball Orisa is gonna work. I do know. Okay, well, Andrew's gonna switch. I also know how ball Sombra is gonna work. And the Doomfist. Okay, I'm really liking this round. Spaghetti gonna swap off the Orisa, so both teams going for very similar compositions here. Once again, the Brig is the difference, but this time it's on the side of the Green Knights, not on the side of the Panthers. And I have to wonder, are they responding, or is this their set piece? SpongeBob with an early pick onto Eclipse. The Widow battle is won, but Eclipse is gonna get brought back up by Arkham Knight. That's the advantage of having that Mercy up.
Yeah, that is definitely the advantage of having the Mercy up. And again, with Bastiste coming out fairly soon, what, next week? We're going to see Widow Dolls taking a completely different dynamic. But as they get to this point here, Eclipse is going to be able to find 2 picks. Jeff Woods on that Doomfist that is oh so scary. And with Andrew on that triple, like there, they're running the triple DPS comp here. Just going to be able to power through and get the first point.
Yeah, and I think we really just see the power of the res there. Eclipse goes down early to SpongeBob, but he's res back up. He's able to get some damage onto SpongeBob, who goes down to the ground pound from Nova. And from there, it's a nice snowball to win that fight.
Yeah, and these Widow Dolls. Yeah, these Widow Dolls are just not working out in a lot of situations. But the res just comes out from Arkham Knight and Eclipse is back on it.
Yeah, I see the Green Knights are really trying to play a counter dive style. They're trying to wait for Nova to come in and take him out, but they're not able to take him out. Nova's able to escape, even with the stun from Haru and damage from SpongeBob. And I think as long as they're trying to focus on Nova, it's going to be difficult, as Haru, though, finds a 2-man Deadeye. SpongeBob takes down Eclipse for the second time this fight. Andrew in the middle there, looked like he might have been looking for an EMP, thought better of it, though. And I would commend him for doing so. He would have been by himself. Gonna get taken out. Point gonna get flipped. 45% though. Much better first flip for the Green Knights, but we'll see how long they can hold it this time.
Yeah, and seeing how long they can hold it is definitely the name of the game, because again, it's so back and forth at the moment, right? And we do just see the Panthers, specifically like you were saying, the res coming out from Arkham Knight being so strong in these Widow Dolls.
Yeah, we see Eclipse trying to take some more high ground positioning here, trying to push in, and Andrew finds Thor with that EMP. Ground pound, EMP. Mines, Nano. It's an alt-apocalypse here, at least on the side of the Panthers. They used 4 in quick succession. Sorry, 3 in quick succession there. But this fight isn't over. Jeff Woods getting taken down by SpongeBob. The kills are still going in favor of the Panthers, and yes, there we go. Finally going to flip it back. However, a very strong hold for the Green Knights, 47% built up there. And an early kill by Haru onto Andrew. Jeff Wood's going to frag him back, but that's huge. Andrew not going to be able to build up another EMP.
No, and actually looking over at the alt economy here, we are going to have an infra site coming up. We do have a Coalescence and Rally on the side of the Green Knights as well, with a sound barrier building up very soon. So definitely looking in favor of the Green Knights alt-wise, but they don't have the point under control at the moment, so they're going to have to commit a lot more.
We actually see Haru swapping off the McCree onto a Tracer. Gonna get slept and killed right there by Eclipse, but they do take out Nova this time, but Nova's just gonna get rezzed. Jeff Wood's gonna go down, and the Moth is fighting on point, but he's not gonna survive very long. Rifsy going to spam him down. Andrew looking to finish off his EMP meter. He gets so close, he's definitely gonna have it for this next fight, but they did use Moth, they used Infrasight. They're really gonna need another huge EMP from Andrew to be able to win this next fight.
Yeah, and in counteracting of that, we need to see Memory managing to hit either hack Andrew before the EMP comes out, or catch Andrew out in an EMP at the start of the fight. The Infrasight coming out from SpongeBob, though, is going to let the rest of the team see exactly where Andrew is. So that definitely should be taken into consideration a little bit here. As we hear the rally coming out from Spaghetti, going to be buffing or going to be giving all of that armor to the rest of the team. The EMP coming out from Andrew, managing to find Spaghetti and Rifsy there. Not the huge EMP we were looking for, as Lib Memory counteracts it there, finding Bodingus and Nova. The Nanode Wrecking Ball there is going to cost him quite a bit as well. There was a lot of ults being used in that fight.
To be honest, I don't really like Memory using the EMP there. With the percentage, they might not ending up needing it, but I think they already had 3 kills at the time that he popped it. SpongeBob, of course, is now going off on this Widow, and it's not even going to matter, but I still feel like they could have gotten much better value out of that EMP. We'll see in this contest if it comes back to haunt them.
Yeah, we will see it coming out about now, though. The fight does continue, forcing Nova off of the point. He is going to be able to grapple back onto it there, but being hacked there, not going to be able to use his shield to heal up that way. Jeff Woods now one man standing left on that point, but he is going to fall along the side of his comrades, and that is going to be game 2 going towards the Green Knights.
Yeah, we see them really responding very strongly. They had a tough showing on Route 66. It was a lot closer than the scoreline would have indicated. Well, I guess it wasn't as close as the scoreline indicated, but here on Ilios, they really showed that they're here to play. They're not going to give up after one bad map, and I think we got ourselves a series here today.
Yeah, we definitely have a series coming up. It's definitely not the one-sided games we see occasionally. And I mean, this is what we should expect, right? This is the current 2nd and 3rd teams in the league.
I love seeing good Sombra and ball play, though. I really wish that we could have seen a little bit better, a little bit more out of the Doomfist, but I really just think on this patch, he's so weak. I mean, I'm proud of Jeff Woods for trying to make it work, but man, it's really tough to play Doomfist.
Yeah, it definitely is tough to play Doomfist, and Jeff Woods plays it so well. We've also seen Eclipse play it, and I believe Andrew's played it a couple matches very briefly. So yeah, there's definitely a variety coming out from there, and some very good plays.
We are going to be swapping the teams, and the next match is of course going to be, is it Kings Row? No, we're going to Paris first, then we're going to Kings Row. Right, because I almost forgot that I didn't know what Paris was for a few seconds.
It's a capital of a country.
Paris, of course. Paris, of course. More importantly, though, you know, besides being the capital of a country, Paris is the newest 2CP map in Overwatch. And of course, as such, many people do not like playing on, both because it is 2CP and it is new. So we'll see how these teams decide to hold it. A lot of teams have opted for holding the close high ground around Poster on point A, but it seems, also as is typical of 2CP maps, that the first point is pretty easily taken. The second point, not so much. We'll see if either of those, if any of these things play a factor today. I'm not sure if we'll see ball here. We might see it on first point and then a swap, but they might decide that it's not worth it to have to swap on second point. What are you expecting?
Yeah, Paris is an interesting one. I haven't seen too much Paris, nor do I think I've gotten it in any of my ranked games yet.
Oh, wow, you're lucky. I've gotten it many times in my ranked game.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna, I haven't played on Paris yet, so it's definitely gonna be an interesting one for me personally, and I do think from the layout and things, right, you got the high ground, they can rotate around, there's 4 entrances to the point.
Yeah, the point is very wide open. Generally, teams try to defend somewhere in front of the point, because when you're defending behind the point, there's so many places that attackers can come from. However, in this case, I think it's going to be an interesting game more than just for you, because SpongeBob is on the Bastion. On this attack, we're going to be seeing, we were seeing ball, but he swapped off when they saw, I'm not sure why they swapped off. He swapped off very early, but he wouldn't have seen the team comps yet, I don't think.
No, that's, you know what, sometimes the players make us look galaxy brains, sometimes they make us look like we have 2 IQ. But SpongeBob being held up onto that, or held on that high ground, of course, with the Orisa shield coming out as well. They've got a full battalion up there, let's be honest. We see Eclipse sneaking up behind them. He does spot exactly where everybody is here. Clearly just waiting for the opportunity. He does get the hack onto Memory there, being just around the corner, so nobody else is going to be able to react to it. The translocator coming out as the rest of the Panthers rush into the point here. They are going possibly to be able to find Memory's mech. It is getting very, very low there, but they are getting into the Bastion's line of fire there. A lot of damage coming out. They need to be playing it very close to the corner, not letting Bastion or SpongeBob here find any damage, as we see Nova jumping off of the edge there and trying to get the reset.
And I think something about the Bastion's positioning here, it is a very strong defensive position, but at the same time, there are many places to avoid his line of fire. And so we saw him actually not having all that much impact. The real great impact that he had was that the Panthers had to avoid him. We'll see how they try and adjust here so that they can really eliminate the threat rather than just being boxed in to where Haru can just reign free with his EMPs.
Yeah, and being able to reign through with your EMPs is exactly what you want Haru to be doing, as we saw in the prior, 2 games now. He's just been able to hit some absolutely ridiculous ults. And again, the Panthers all getting just into, I believe that's the police station? No, that's a library. And the EMP coming out there, managing to find 6 people. This is what we're talking about. Haru just goes absolutely ballistic in a good ult there, forcing them to reset once again.
And it is a lot easier to be able to set up these plays on defense since the attackers have to come to you. But I still have to commend, they found 6 and they had the follow-up. It was huge. It was nutty. They won it with 1 ult, and now they've got 4 with a 5th that they'll finish off in this fight.
Yeah, and the Eclipse does have the EMP ready for this next fight, along with that Primal Rage, but they need to set up and then open at the right time, and it's not easy to do when Haru is communicating with the rest of the team exactly when people are coming.
Well, Eclipse is able to force Haru to escape, and he's gonna go in. He's going to catch 3 with that EMP. Diva Bomb, though, comes in from Memory and takes down Eclipse. He's not gonna be able to escape because he used his translocator to engage there. Andrew gonna frag back 2 with the Diva, 1 with the bomb, and 1 with the remech. When Memory's actually gonna get booped off the map by Dingus, you rarely see that one. But I think after the latest change to the boop mechanics, we are going to be seeing Diva Mechs getting booped more often. Spaghetti going to be the last to fall. And the thing is that EMP engage was so strong, they didn't even get a chance to use their ults. They have 3 remaining. They had 4 at the start of the fight.
So something really funny happened there that I don't think you actually caught, Cool J. You saw that Andrew's mech recall killed SpongeBob, right?
Yeah.
But it was actually the knockback from the recall that threw him off the edge.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
That is even more interesting. We are going to be seeing, though, Haru has his ult. Memory going to get hacked early. I think Haru's going to try and use it here. He finds 3, but...
I say 50% of the team.
His team not really in a position to follow up on it. They got Jeff Woods because he's 1 HP from the EMP, and they got Nova because he was in very deep. But the rest of the members of this team should have been finished off, and they're going to be able to escape, which is going to build up the support ultimates, especially for Jeff Woods if he's able to get back.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, right? Even now we see the Green Knights overcommitting almost as Tekkas and Harrow both full. That's going to make the Panthers here want to rush in. They're not going to be afraid here. They know they're in a 2 or a 4v6 situation as the EMP comes out, managing to find SpongeBob, Lib Memory, and Spaghetti, followed up by that Diva Bomb. They're not going to be able to get away in time as SpongeBob does fall, and the Panthers are going to be able to take control at this point. We don't have a bubble coming out, unfortunately, from Nova there because he was hacked. Jeff Woods does fall, deciding not to pop that Transcendence, maybe thinking his teammate was going to be able to save him in time. As this fight continues to develop here, Memory managing to find Bodingas here, and he's going to be pushing in, focusing down Andrew's mech, but Memory's mech is going to fall first. The rally being used for attackers there to make sure that Gremlin Diva survives as they manage to recover from this fight without the Panthers getting a single tick.
Honestly, I think you really caught the key to that fight, and I actually missed it. They hacked Nova while the Diva Bomb was out. So Nova was not going to be able to shield. They lose Jeff Woods to the bomb. Nova goes down very low, and he's stuck in the middle of the enemy team from trying to avoid. And I think that's really the key to their retake here, but they're sticking with this Bastion defense. I think they've assumed the reason they almost lost that point was because of their own overextension. So they're going to keep trying. We'll see how this works out for them. The ults are very heavily in favor of the attackers right now, so I think that the Panthers are just going to continue delaying while they try and build up some more ults here and try and get favorable positioning as well.
Yeah, so within the league at the moment, it has been developed into a bit of a meme that the Panthers struggle a little bit against Bastion compositions here, so they're definitely going to be wanting to prove themselves or prove those memes wrong as a huge EMP does come out. Not too much follow-up coming out for it, but with that tank composition there, Nova is going to fall. The Holt, unfortunately, isn't going to be able to find anybody here, but it does force the rest of the Panthers to retreat and regroup.
Well, memes, some days memes can be dreams, and today it seems like it's going to be that day. Less than 2 minutes left now, in closing on 90 seconds. Eclipse has another EMP, but correct me if I'm wrong, they've already EMP'd the Bastion twice on this second point. They still haven't been able to find the cap they're looking for.
I do believe so, yes. Two times. There's definitely not been 3 EMPs just yet because Eclipse has just gotten it for the 3rd time. And there's the 3rd Eclipse there. We actually see them switching off of Bastion, though. SpongeBob on the McCree. Now, and a huge Diva Bomb coming out from Andrew there. Managing to find 3. This is exactly what the Panthers needed.
Yeah, but the problem is they lost Eclipse. SpongeBob able to catch him out. If they're able to contest here, which it looks like they'll be able to. Memory coming in. Oh! He just barely gets booped off. Arkham Knight, Memory, and Dingus combining forces there to make sure that hamster ball never touches the point. And that really was key there, because I think if they were able to recontest, I mean, I'm not sure if they would have been able to win the fight back, but they definitely would have pushed them into overtime here. But instead, they're going to leave a minute in the time bank. That's more than enough to be able to push a tick or two, maybe even take the whole first point. And that means the work is definitely cut out for the side of the Green Knights now.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a lot harder for the Green Knights now because they haven't secured that 0 time bank. They didn't stall them out the entire length there. So a minute doesn't seem like a lot, but then it is the Panthers. They do play fairly aggressively when they're put on a deadline like that, you know. So it will definitely be interesting to see how they play, and I'm also curious to see if how they decide to hold, because we can see Bodingus on that Bastion.
And also, in addition, just to giving the Panthers that sense of, you know, the cornered animal, but we also see now the Green Knights have to finish this map with time in the bank, or else they really won't even have a chance to attack again. They'll be playing for a draw.
Yeah, and I mean, nobody wants to be playing for a draw, let's be honest.
Well, sometimes a draw is better than a loss. We're seeing they've got to swap something here. They don't have any tank. They're coming out with this?
They are committing to this. They're going for full aggression by the looks of it.
I like what I'm seeing from the Green Knights. I mean, I'm excited to see how this is going to work for them. We're seeing McCree, Genji, Sombra, and then Moira, Brig, Lucio. Eclipse is in the back line. He's got to be thinking, what the heck is going on here on this Sombra? Trying to get SpongeBob out, but SpongeBob catches him. He finally takes him out there. Eclipse going to go down very early. Dingus actually on the Bastion. The Panthers were trying to frag them back, give them a taste of their own medicine. Haru going to take down Nova, though. And now it's a 6v4 for this defense. The Panthers fighting for their defense right now. Jeff Wood's going to take down Techers, but that is it. Almost no kills for the side of the Panthers on that first point defense. And I don't know what I just saw, but I loved it.
I don't think we're going to be able to break that fight down quick enough for how the breakneck speed the Green Knights are moving at the moment. But a lot of that came down to the pure harassment coming out from Memory. He just jumped behind everybody, managed to find the pick on, I believe, Arkham Knight on the Mercy, so the res couldn't come out. The hack came out on to Bodingus, and then they just managed to collapse all the way through.
And we've seen the Panthers are abandoning the Bastion comp. They don't trust it against this composition. I'm starting to think maybe the Green Knights expected the Bastion comp. This is something that they were feeling could really help to play into the Bastion comp. Obviously, it worked incredibly well, but now they have to try and push on to this second point. I think that's much more difficult to do without some staying power on the point. Haru is going to be the tank of sorts. A 4-man EMP. Blade is going down. So is Deadeye. Memory's already found 2. Make it 3. 5 kills in quick succession as the kill feed fills with blue. And the Green Knights with a team kill there. And they might be taking the second point in record time.
Yeah, they're going to have 5 minutes 56 seconds or 57 seconds in the time bank there. Bogadinga's just not managing to make it there, just a tiny bit faster, and he would have been able to contest for a little bit longer. But wow, the Green Knights just went, you want to play Bastion against us? No.
The Green Knights really, I mean, man.
I'm stunned. I don't know if the Panthers just haven't played on Paris this much, and that's why. But the Green Knights just walked over them.
Honestly, I don't know what to say here, because it seems like, judging by the fact that both teams played it, I'm guessing that that Bastion defense is something that is fairly common, you know? And I just can't believe the Green Knights totally shut it down. I mean, completely annihilated the defense from the Panthers. And then they come through in the second point. Haru pushing on, he is the tank, gets a 4-man EMP, they use the Deadeye, they use the Dragon Blade, they kill the entire team, and they had ults left over for the stall. I mean, it was such a fantastic execution from the Green Knights. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. There's no other words for it, honestly. I can talk
clean.
all day. I can talk all day. The English language is not strong enough to describe that attack.
It was excellent.
We're going to be seeing toward Bastion now. I mean, I think the Green Knights are just having fun with it. There's a minute left. They're really just going to try and force. They're daring the Panthers. They're saying, you know what? Try and beat us. Try and push into this. And that's
Torbjorn's definitely
we'll see how it works.
Position here. I'm running it with the Bastion on that high ground. Of course, the one real good thing about Torbjorn's turret is that it is an aimbot in the literal terms. It is an AI that has perfect aim practically, and is just going to be able to constantly dish out damage, which I think a lot of people underestimate with Torbjorn. But playing it into a Sombra is definitely an interesting pick.
We actually see a 3-man nade coming down from Riftsy there. Eclipse trying desperately to build up this EMP, as it's really their only chance of capping this point, but he's only at 60%. There's only 10 seconds left. They're going to need to contest while Eclipse tries to build this EMP. And there goes Andrew. Devo had already been popped out of the mech. He's not going to be able to get it back in time. They're going to try and contest now, but Nova going down very early, and Eclipse still only at 70%.
And the tank coming out from SpongeBob there, he is just going to be able to force them all off the point along with Haru and Memory, and they just hold that with ease.
And now the Green Knights have 6 minutes to take 1 tick on this first point.
Think they can do it?
I think if they can't do it, it's going to take an equally impressive performance from the Panthers as what we saw in the Green Knights' first attack run.
Yeah, and then I think the Panthers can definitely hold it out. It's just waiting to see if they're prepared to, and if the mental state that they must be in right now, right after that first round, they're definitely going to be questioning some of the decisions they made that first defense round and wanting to make some changes here. I would be very surprised if we see them pick Bastion again. I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we'll see it coming out, because I really do think at this point that the composition the Green Knights came out with was tailored specifically for that Bastion composition. And I think the Panthers will have made the same assumption. It seems like they have, because they really are not playing that Bastion. I think they're playing to counter that composition, and I think they've had the same expectation. I think another thing that's important to note is that I have no idea how long this map's been out for, but I just noticed that the Eiffel Tower appears in the background of the first point.
Really? It took you that? Cool, Jay. Paris is a capital. Okay?
I just keep
a European country, and it has the Eiffel Tower in it. Buddy. But less of the sightseeing here, and to actually look at the position, right? We see the Panthers pushed up so much more than they have been before because they're trying to hold the mid ground, almost that middle high ground,
The
and be
Green Knight,
very aware of where Haru is. But I feel like that's the worst spot to try and play against Haru.
yeah, really, really, Haru here is the main tank. SpongeBob already has a Deadeye? What? That was 40 seconds.
I mean,
40 seconds Deadeye from SpongeBob. It didn't work out for them.
the
But
coalescence as well, already coming out from Jeff Wood. Ultimate's building so quickly in this fight. Memory already has his Dragon Blade
maybe it did
before
work out for
Haru
them.
can build an EMP.
Maybe they wanted to get rid of that coalescence. Because, you know, the thing here, Haru is the main tank. Haru takes the space in the back line. He's the one that goes to the enemy team and he says, hey, look at me, I'm a little gnat. I'm like buzzing in your ear. I'm gonna annoy the hell out of you. Annoy the heck out of you. Pushing in here, the Green Knights, they have the rally now, they have the blade as you mentioned, but Haru doesn't have his EMP because that's not what he's looking for here. He's just trying to take their attention away, which allows his teammates to push in. He's gonna go down to Andrew here, and I think actually the Green Knights are just gonna disengage after losing Haru.
And the Panthers playing really, really well here, managing to find just their focus targets, right? They're getting some good picks, they're forcing them away, and they're just slowly biding their time and getting that time bank down. I guess it's not even a time bank at this point, it is just their timer.
4 minutes to get one tick. It's starting to look, you know, starting to get a little bit longer for this attack. They do have Blade, they have EMP, they just about have Sound Barrier, they just about have Nano. I think this is the Green Knights' go push. I think this is what they want. They've taken out Arcanite. This is definitely their go push. Oh,
Yeah, the EMP coming out there, managing to find Eclipse, Jeff Woods, and Bo Dickerson.
Huge!
Followed up there by Andrew's self-destruct. I am completely mind-boggled for a second there, as they are just going to be able to clean off this point fairly well. SpongeBob does get nanoed, though. SpongeBob pushing out a lot of damage to Bodingo. It's going to be down to Andrew, who the mech does fall onto their leaving him with lemons.
How have they brought this back? How have they done this? I thought for sure after that grab that was it, that they were going to win that fight, and it was going to be 2 more minutes of pushing at least.
No,
the Green Knights still managed to turn it around.
I'm not sure how they did that. We were both watching the fight. In fact, we were both casting the fight, and I have no clue how they managed to turn that 3-man grab.
The key is, before the bomb exploded, 2 kills were found. I think it was by Haru. But even with that, the bomb still should have won them the fight.
Yeah. That was definitely just mental.
That was a fantastic map. And we see Green Knights, they lost the first map, but they turn it around. They pick up the next 2. And now we are heading to King's Row. We'll see, are we going to a map 5, or are the Green Knights going to take a 3 quasi-reverse sweep, if you will?
It would definitely be interesting to see if they can get a quasi-reverse sweep. But that will have to be seen. And I look forward to it.
Especially after what we just saw. I mean, I feel like the Green Knights have really just been practicing these set pieces. That attack... I mean, that attack on Paris, I mean, I'm going to be thinking about that all day, honestly.
That was mental.
So much fun to... Yeah, it was crazy. We're going to be seeing the Green Knights starting on the defense once again here on King's Row. No, they didn't start on the defense before. They started on attack before.
Attack, yeah.
Hold on.
We're holding on.
No, they started on defense before.
Yeah.
Come on, I know what I'm talking about. So we're going to be seeing them swap. Panthers going to be starting on the defense.
We got there.
Green Knights are asking if they can attack first. I'm pretty sure that's against protocol. So yeah, the Green Knights are going to be attacking first.
Yeah, and coming out into King's Row, what do you expect, Cool J?
I'm expecting goats. I'm expecting goats. King's Row has always been a Rhine Zarya map. They're so strong on point A. They're so strong in the streets. They're not as good on the last section, but you can usually snowball it. I'm really expecting to see Ryan Zarya coming out. Maybe we'll see Sombra Goats. In fact, yeah, we'll probably end up seeing Sombra Goats at some point. But I'm definitely expecting more traditional play here. But the Green Knights, you know, after seeing what they did on Paris, I guess I can't really be certain of anything.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them come out with 4 DPS and still do incredibly well. 4 DPS, 2 assault, 2 supports, assaults. Game am I playing?
StarCraft? I don't know.
Maybe
is assaults a thing?
Is assaults a unit in StarCraft?
But you know what? Is a peppers a thing? Well, we won't have to play the guessing game too much longer. Yep, we're gonna see the original goats coming out on the defense here. Moira, the Moira variant. Jeff Wood's not going to be playing the Zenyatta. The Zen Goats, of course, has been what's been popularized recently, especially in Overwatch League. On the attack, we will be seeing Ryan Zarya as I expected, but we'll be seeing Sombra Hanzo for the DPS. And I love this. I feel like Hanzo really started coming into his own because of King's Row. I think that he's really strong on the streets. I think that his ult, it's strong, of course, with the grav, but it's easiest to use it without one on this map. And we're going to be seeing Riftsy on the Ana as well, so be looking out for those nades and sleeps. See how those affect things. SpongeBob coming out from on high, going to toss out that sonar. They know what they're running. Haru coming in from the side now.
Yeah, and again, Haru has just been so important in pretty much all of these big fights due to those EMPs. So it's definitely interesting to see it being ran on King's Row. A lot of good places to get those EMPs off. The hack coming out onto Nova there. That's going to be no Reinhardt shield for the rest of this fight. Jeff Woods does fall as well. So a sleep coming out into Bodingas here. Going to be forcing the Brigitte away. A bit of miscommunication as the boot does come out, but they have complete control at this point.
Honestly, Haru just continually hacked Nova over and over, and there was just nothing that, the Panthers could do, because in the GOATS comp, Urian really wants to be aggressive. He wants to swing that hammer, so, you know, he's gonna get hacked, and Haru is just taking advantage of it, really.
Yeah, which is exactly what he should be doing.
And look, 95%, he's already got that EMP built. Memory's already got the grav. SpongeBob's already got the dragons. They've got a few fights in the bag here, if they play this right.
And I think that's the key bit, right? It's if they play this right, which I think I have a funny little suspicion that they will not be playing it incorrectly.
Andrew making a huge play there, taking advantage of the infinite ammo that the Diva Mech has. He's gonna catch out Haru, but it doesn't matter. The Dragon Strike combo killing for Spaghetti, gonna swing into it and build up that shatter. Jeff Woods unfortunately going to be losing his coalescence there after that fight. Andrew dying late. Arkham Knight still didn't even get a sound barrier. That's how suffocating this attack has been from the Green Knights. I've never described an attack run as suffocating, but that's truly what this is.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like that to some extent. And the Green Knights have just gone from being fairly close matches to completely dominating as the Earth Shadow there manages to find 3. Going to be able to pin Eclipse. Not actually finish him off, though. Andrew defeating Spaghetti before he was able to finish that pin there. Getting booped, though, immediately afterwards.
Haru still hasn't EMP'd. And you want to know what the key was to that huge shatter that just went down? Haru hacked Nova. No shield. Haru's just been all over the place on the Sombra this map. I think he really responded well to what they were doing on the first map to try and counter him. And he's been doing so much work on this last map. Nova now gonna get slept. I just feel bad for him. He hasn't even been able to play this map. Haru now, he sees the opportunity. The EMP comes out. It's all 6. Are they gonna be able to stop the kills though? Eclipse goes down, but so far no one else. And the sound barrier comes out.
No, the EMP coming down, or the EMP there, the Diva Bomb coming down there, followed up by that Graviton. A sound barrier also managing to keep a lot of his team alive there. Good ult coming out from Tekker's there. Nova actually charging himself off of the edge after dealing with SpongeBob. We see the counter grab trying to find something, but Andrew's not going to have his Diva Bomb in time, as they are just going to be able to push it. And that's going to be them time banked with borderline 4 minutes. If they can kill Arkham Knight, they are going to be able to. 4 minutes and 38 seconds.
Well, I will say here, they were able to get another half minute off, possibly even more, off of the time bank, because Andrew had a great play. He ate the Dragon Strike on that last combo. That's why you heard the voice line, didn't see any dragons. Great play by the Diva there. Just tasty little lunch on some ancient dragons. But still, they're going to be able to push to the end. I do think that saved them some time in the time bank, but you look at the top of the screen, 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That's what they're going to have left to push for their second attack. That's more time than you start with for your first attack. I mean,
yeah.
So, you know, they save a little bit of time, but they're still gonna need an incredibly fast attack here to just stay in this map.
Yeah, and that's not an easy ask.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Green Knights are coming out here and making these plays look easy, but 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the time bank, getting something even close to that figure is not an easy task, like you mentioned. We're going to be seeing the Sombra Hanzo again on the defense. Sombra Goats coming out from this attack run. And we'll see, earlier in this series, the Panthers were really showing them how to pull off these EMP combos. We'll see if Eclipse can make some magic work again. But it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy. Of course, Haru just on that Sombra over and over again. I know we've been talking about him a lot throughout the set, but it's been so pivotal for so many of the fights that it is interesting. I mean, it's very understanding for him to want to stay on that Sombra, just putting in so much work. Already, we see Rifsy at 20% and Nova at 47% to the Earth Shatter.
Yeah, Rifsy is hitting huge nade after huge nade, and he's getting lots of healing in as well. I mean, he got an early sleep onto Andrew there. You see Andrew, and then Andrew's going to get hacked. Look at him, 9% on that Graviton. They are really committing to shutting down the Zarya here. We see Eclipse taking down Haru's Translocator here. That's really just a small technical play. He's going to get a hack onto Haru, though. That's much bigger. But still, oh, Eclipse actually able to take down SpongeBob. Eclipse proving to be more than just a tiny nuisance in the backline. He's going to get a hack onto Spaghetti as well. This Reinhardt is going so low. They're going to push onto him. He's going to go down. Andrew's starting to build up 50% on that grab after getting so hard shut down in the first fight. Haru is going to be able to finish off Dingus, but Dingus, I'm sure, not going to survive for long behind enemy lines. They're still keeping him up. I think they're going to be able to re-engage here. A huge EMP.
Haru managed to get an absolutely huge EMP there, managing to turn this fight completely around. They managed to get memory nanoed as well, very high charge Zarya, and they have a Graviton and Dragons ready for that next fight. That was an absolutely huge turnaround.
Yeah, and you look at the alts, Andrew still doesn't have Grav, Eclipse still doesn't have EMP. They don't really have anything to win this fight. They need Eclipse to hack Nova if they want a chance, to hack Spaghetti and get a huge shatter. They're going to grab through the wall. Dragon's coming through. Transcendence, though, going to keep everybody nice and healthy. They're actually going to frag back onto Haru. Eclipse coming through with a 5-man EMP. They're going to follow up on it with Nova's shatter. They're going to save some more ults for them, though. 3 ults for the next fight. They got Sound Barrier, they've got Rally, they've got Grav. And I think that was really just the trans from Jeff Woods was what it was. Earlier on, we saw them having trouble charging those support ults in time. This time, no trouble at all. They've got it ready. And the Green Knights are going to need a plan to re-engage because they don't have the EMP and they don't have Grav Dragons.
Yeah, we definitely saw a bit of an overcommitment there. Bit of excitement, I think, coming out from them having that Graviton Dragon. And, I mean, turns out, Transcendent's really good against that. Who would have thought?
Well, we are going to see Grab from Andrew coming out. Sound barriers from both sides, so probably not going to see much entering the kill feed anytime soon. And as I say that, Tekker's going to get taken out by Jeff Woods. What? Huge shatter!
Spaghetti there. Making huge work of that shatter. That was absolutely ridiculous as he manages to just, I mean, yeah, that shadow just turned around that fight.
And this is the thing, when you put up such a blisteringly fast time like the Green Knights did, you can't the Panthers can't afford to even stop. They're losing precious seconds here that they really need to be able to stay competitive here. They're coming in for their next engagement, and Haru has the EMP. Look for
There's that huge EMP that you were just talking about, Cool J. As we see the Graviton following up as well, they're not going to be able to cancel any out of these abilities as they just completely CC'd out. The Dragon's coming out as well. And,
I don't like
again,
that though. They use EMP, they use Grab Dragons all in one fight. I don't think they needed the Dragons there. They probably could have saved it for a Spaghetti Shatter or even just to toss out there as crowd control. But now, looking at this, they've only got 2 ults here. There's going to be at least 3 coming out from the side of the Panthers, with a 4th coming online very soon. But Dinga's going to get picked, and everything I just said was for naught. They have so much more time to build up ults. So much more time to build up ults.
Yeah, 2 minutes 30 left onto the clock as well. Spaghetti and Rifty both having ultimates here. We see the Transcendence, Graviton, and EMP on the side of the Panthers. So, again, as long as Haru manages to build an EMP before this next big team fight, which is definitely in the realm of possibility, we should possibly be seeing it. I mean, I think it's going to be a very decisive team fight either way.
Now the Sonic Arrow, they're going to catch out Eclipse. They know where he's coming from, but he still has the EMP here. He's going to come out. They're not really catching many in that EMP. The Dragon Strike comes back from SpongeBob, and look at this, 3 kills. Haru finding an EMP yet again. Eclipse wasn't able to use his EMP there. They weren't even able to get the engage they wanted. Jeff still committing the Transcendence, Andrew committing the grab, and they're still going to lose that point.
Yeah, that was very, very unfortunate for the Panthers there. And like you were saying, right, each fight that's coming out is taking about a minute of time with all of the footsies going on before the fight. So really, in actuality here, they've not got much time left. They've got maybe 1 or 2 good team fights. As an EMP comes out, managed to find Memory and Spaghetti, followed up by that Earth Shadow. Gonna let them clear through it fairly quickly. Live Memory does get that Graviton though, and with Haru trying to build out ults there, but is caught out, is going to be able to translocate away with a slither of health. Probably now going to be looking to regroup with the rest of his team, let them push it out, and then just come back in before they capture the point. Or push it to the check.
Honestly, if I'm the Panthers there, I'm so disappointed I wasn't able to punish Haru, because they saw his translocator. They knew where he would have been translocating to. They still weren't able to find the kill. And also SpongeBob still in the back now, raining down damage with these storm arrows, and nobody can contest him. He's so close to this Dragon Strike, but finally he's gonna go down way too late. There's no follow-up for this grab. Memory has used this huge resource. The Soundberry are gonna come out for Techers, but it's too late. Only 2 left alive. They're gonna be able to push this 3rd point, but look at the time bank. Only 30 seconds to spare. They're already far behind the Green Knights. I mean, this really just puts into perspective the incredible attack that the Green Knights put together.
Yeah, absolutely. As they just completely managed to turn that around, pushing the point there, nabbing themselves an extra minute of time. Sorry, nabbing themselves like an extra 30 minutes of time. And again, every little bit helps, right? If they weren't able to win that fight, I think that was game, set, and match.
Oh, no. Nova gets slept, but somehow he gets woken up. They weren't able to get the shatter they wanted, but doesn't matter. SpongeBob's Dragon Strike comes through. They're able to find 3, make it 4. A late kill onto Jeff Woods there. Still unfortunate they couldn't quite get the set play they wanted, but they still have 2 ults to work with for this next fight. 4, however, are going to be coming in from the side of the Panthers.
Yeah, and that's a lot of ults. We see the Graviton come down. A huge EMP coming out from Harry there. And Eclipse, actually, both teams pretty much getting fully EMP'd in those situations. Eclipse being the only one, I believe, that actually wasn't hacked. So, that was, yeah, I mean, a lot of resources were just used very, very quickly, and no abilities were used because everybody was silenced.
Well, I think the important thing here is, well, one thing is there's only 30 seconds left. Another thing is SpongeBob has his dragons, and Memory is at 80% on this grab. They're going to do everything they can to give Memory energy, keep him alive, get him to that Graviton. The Nano comes out, but a huge shatter from Nova. Gonna find 5. He's able to take down 2 early on, So far, no more frags coming out. Memory goes down, and there goes that grab dragon combo I was talking about. Spaghetti can't shatter because he was hacked. He's going to go down as well, and they're going to be able to push this with little to no resistance. Dragon Strike comes through, so Jeff Woods is able to allow his team to continue contesting, and they are going to push. Did they get into overtime, though? That is the question.
They did.
They did. Okay, so, I mean, I'm fairly certain that means they won't have a chance to attack.
It seems to change season to season.
It's hard to remember the rules for hybrid because you keep thinking it's like escort, but it's not.
And it's not. Don't think they get to attack. I believe this is the final round.
It appears, 4 minutes 38 seconds for one tick. Where have we seen this before?
Was it possibly in a European capital?
Oh yeah, that 2 CP map in Overwatch?
Yeah. With the Eiffel Tower?
So this just in some breaking news, apparently Defran is leaving Overwatch League again. We'll see if this time it's permanent. We're gonna miss him if it is. But it sounds like another debate to me, to be honest. Meanwhile, we're seeing yet another 4 DPS composition coming out from the Green Knights. So we'll see how this one works out. The last time they did this, it worked out really, really well.
Yeah, and it did work out really, really well for them. And let's see if it works out again as Harry does get hacked there. Already at double the percentile of that ultimate, though, compared to Eclipse. And this is going to be a race. Memory's just going off with the dashes, though. Andrew hacked there as well. They're just clearing through this. And I think that's game.
Well, you mentioned it'd be a race, but you didn't say it was going to be a sprint. I mean, that one was just over in the blink of an eye. They got the hack onto the Pharah, but Memory able to dash through and kill 3. And that's going to be it. A 3-1 victory from the Green Knights. They lost the first map, and they looked like they were reeling, but really able to turn it around there. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, no, 100%. And although we ended this on a, 4-0? I believe it was a 4-0 I don't think the Panthers... no, 3-1. 3-1, because the Panthers took map 1. So the Panthers did take map 1, and then so a 3-1. So it was fairly close because each of the maps weren't that one-sided either. So I feel like it really could have gone any which direction. But of course, I'd like to thank you all for tuning into the East region of Season 3 of course, EGFH, with, of course, the Green Knights, the Notre Dame Green Knights taking the victory. You can follow us at official EGF on Twitter and Twitch for updates and announcements. I'd again like to thank our wonderful sponsors, the Yukon Gaming Club, the Yukon School of Engineering, Mob Crush, and Playmakers Wanted for helping make this season possible. My name has been Kevin Navik Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at NavikCast.
And my name, of course, is Cool J. You can find me on Twitter at CoolJ_O. Hello? Cool J, you can find me on Twitter at CoolJ_OW. And I of course want to thank you all for joining us, and of course tune in